Here he comes. The one, the only, the man with the smoothest head in the room, Mr. Chad Fisher. Mr. Chad Fisher.
I'm doing great, thanks. Appreciate it. It's great to be back in America. I just got back from a little trip to Europe, and it's great to be back. I've come home, I'm like a newfound patriot and shit. But one thing people that tell me when I went to Europe is that Europe smells like shit. Everywhere you go, you just get knocked the fuck out of some nasty ass smell, just hits you in the nose, throws you off your balance and shit. It's so bad it makes you want to throw yourself into oncoming traffic. But you realize that's a bad idea because everyone's driving scooters, and they won't fucking kill you. They ain't go back from that shit. I went to the Vatican while I was in Europe, and one thing I learned that was interesting about the Vatican is that the Vatican has a dress code. This is fucking crazy, right? The Vatican has a dress code. A place that has hundreds of paintings and sculptures of naked kids has a fucking dress code, right? It's just logical. You need to cover up your kneecaps there, Mary, but if you want to see some pictures of some naked kids' dingers, step right up. You got plenty of that shit. Cover up the nipples, though. We don't have to see that shit. I noticed they let all the naked kids walk right through, though. That was crazy. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? I was in Amsterdam as well. And anytime I was in like a new city, I would always ask the locals, like, what should I do as a tourist here, you know? And you know, like London, they're like, oh, you gotta see Big Ben. It's just magnificent. You gotta go to Abbey Road and everything. And then I was in Rome, and they're like, oh, you gotta see the Vatican and the Sistine Chapel. It's just so magnificent, beautiful. When I was in Amsterdam, I'm like, you know, what should I do? I'm a tourist. They're like, oh, you gotta fuck a hooker. You got to. You gotta fuck a hooker. Get yourself some mushrooms, maybe fall in one of the canals, you know. A little way. It's gonna be a fantastic time. I like Amsterdam. I'm like, well, when in Rome, fuck it, I guess I will screw it up. Like, this is Amsterdam. The thing we have in America. One thing I realized while I was over in Europe was that the people over there, although incredibly curt, arrogant, and sometimes rude, are usually nice for the most part, you know? And I realized while I was over there that the people, you know, that we're all the same in many ways, you know, like we all get along relatively well. And I realized while I was over there that like nobody over there wants war. People don't want war, right? We don't want war. It's always the bankers or government or something like that. And it's fucking annoying, you know, but I realized that while I was over there, and it's a beautiful thing because I think we're more similar than what we realized. You got any weed smokers in the audience here tonight? Yeah? Yeah? People ain't clapping too hard to do it. They're like, yeah, fuck it.
Big time. Every day, all day.
It's like 4 bowls before I came. It's not going any higher than this. I love weed. I love to smoke weed, love to smell some weed, love to taste some weed. It's good. I'm a pothead. And you know you're a pothead when you smell a skunk and you think it smells good. It's like, God damn, somebody got some dank in this motherfucker. Come out here and just want some. Good God. They're like, it's a skunk. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Hold up right now. Some papers in the glove compartment. People always hate it when like mainstream news says that marijuana is a gateway drug. That's so annoying, right? Marijuana is a gateway drug. You know, the next step is just heroin. It's like, the next step is mushrooms, not heroin. Okay? Let's be honest about this. But they say, like, it's a gateway drug. And I hate when they say that because I think it's bullshit, right? Because if anything, marijuana is a gateway to enlightenment, right? Because I can't tell you, I've read tons of books and watched hundreds of documentaries about shit that I didn't even know I was interested in, to be quite honest with you. I'm just going to sit down and watch a 7-hour documentary about the space-time continuum. It's fucking fantastic. Cannot wait. You gotta be high as hell to take some of the stuff you see on the news and everything, right? Or some of the stuff that you see in these documentaries. I was sitting there smoking like, I need some more weed, god damn it, this shit is crazy. Take me to the moon, Lord. Take me to the moon that they never landed on, god damn it. I wanna go. And so, with the mainstream news, you know, they're always behind all these wars and everything. Like, they're always trumping up another war, and I think it's fucked up because, you know, like the last 4 presidents have bombed Iraq. It's like a rite of passage or something. It's like fucking at the drive-in movie theater or something like that. It's like they're just like the bullets. Let's pick on Iraq. We need to drop some bombs and get some money to the military-industrial complex. Let's drop some bombs on Iraq. That sounds like fucking fun. Why not? You know. And then you see the mainstream news, and they're always like, you know, you hear these stories all the time, like, you know, they come on like an Islamic extremist strapped a bomb to himself and blew up 4 people at a shopping mall today. And it's funny how they throw around that word extremist, like, so liberally, you know what I mean? But like when the United States goes and drops a bomb on a village of fucking kids, that's not extreme at all, you know what I mean? That's perfectly fucking normal. They start another war with Libya or unjust war with Iraq, Iran, whomever they choose this week. That's not extreme, that's just fucking politics, you know? It's absurd, it's bullshit. Like, we're smarter than this, obviously. And they always say, you know, whenever the president drops a bomb or someone wants to start another war, he said, you know, we want to bring democracy to this country. We want to bring democracy to them. I got a great idea. Let's start with bringing democracy to fucking America. How's that sound? Then we'll work on everybody else. Getting a little ahead of ourselves here, Mr. Obama. I've been to Flint, Michigan. That looks like a fucking shithole. Okay? Let's start here in our own backyard, then we'll work on the next one. And they always say, another thing you always say is our national debt. They're like, our national debt's just getting out of control. It's out of control right now, people. I mean, what are we going to do? It's like, our national debt? That is not my national debt. I don't remember buying fucking $170 million tank that isn't being used. It had nothing to do with me, motherfucker. Check your shit real good, because I was sitting at home smoking weed, eating Cheetos. Goddamn thing to do with some tanks that ain't being used in the whole fucking field right now. Had nothing to do with me. I'm getting ready to get off here, but you know, 9/11 just happened, and it's funny to me because there's a lot of bullshit concerning the official 9/11 story, right? There's a lot of bullshit to prove that it was all, you know, a lot of scientific stuff to prove that it was all bullshit. But let's look at this from a logical perspective, okay? What was used to hijack the planes on 9/11? They have an AK-47? Nah. They have a handgun? No. Well, do they at least have a machete or something? No. They supposedly hijacked the plane with hundreds of people on it with some fucking box cutters. Who was sitting on that plane like, I would love to save us all from impending doom, but rather die than get a few stitches, so I guess we're all screwed here. Box cutters can't kill nobody. That's absurd. You couldn't even rob a 7-Eleven with some box cutters. The old ass thing you do is just laugh at your ass. You're like, ho, 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 ho. Come back when you have a machine gun, you fucking amateur. I'm Chad Fisher. Thanks very much. I appreciate you.